Gold has broken out of its range finally after consolidating for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, near about 5 months. Gold has finally has come out of its range this month, and because this month is not over yet, this may continue to go upwards, or it may come down for a correction and then go upwards because gold is bullish. I always say that gold has always been bullish, it will always be bullish, has been bullish for thousands of years. So long term it is always bullish. So right now it is coming out of the consolidation. Now there are certain scenarios that we need to look at because gold can give us very good opportunities for swing trade and even for short term trades. So we need to find those scenarios and plan our trade opportunities according to that. So let's see what those scenarios are. Stay tuned. Welcome back to this analysis of Gold XAUUSD. My name is Vic. I'm the founder of Vikinsa Capital Management. Hope you're well. It has been quite a bit of time since I last posted my updates, and the reason was I've been traveling and I've been working on other projects as well. So, excuse me for my absence. I've already been notifying that I'll be away for quite a bit. Now I'm back, but and I'll try my best to post updates as much as possible. So if you want further updates, like continuous updates, please follow me on Twitter and LinkedIn, and also you are most welcome to join our Telegram channel. This is the only Telegram channel that we have. This is Vikinsa FX. Okay, you'll find a link to this in on somewhere on the screen or in the description of this video, right? So what we have is that gold is now breaking out, as I said. Now, but before we go there, anytime there, right, we should go and look at revisit our higher time frame analysis because the gold has started to go even higher up. So for the last 3 years, I'm looking at 12 months time frame. For the last 3 years it has just been going up, and this year it has made the biggest move so far. Okay, this is the biggest candle in the last 3 years, right? In all of these three candles, this is the biggest candle that we have got, which means that the market is extremely bullish this year. And so far there is no higher wick, there is no top wick, which means that the market at any moment in time before this end years before this sorry before this year ends, the market is going to create a top wick, which means that there will be some sort of correction. Now, how long is going to be that wick? We do not know. See, pretty much like this. The previous one had a wick at the top. We do not have it at the top at the moment. So it's very likely that it is going to take a certain correction. Now, is it the good time to take a correction? We'll see one of the scenarios. Now, if I go to the 6 months time frame here, on 6 months time frame the market has been going up, so there was a correction there, a little bit of correction there, but this is the biggest candle. This is the biggest of several candles that we have seen before, right? So this usually denotes two things. It's either a breakout candle or it's a kind of near reversal candle. Okay, this is one of the reasons in the previous analysis I mentioned that there was a scenario where the market could fall. The market did not fall, it took a correction, but it did not work out. I'll show you that in a bit, right? What I said and what happened. Okay, but this candle here, 6 months candle, this is the biggest of several candles, and that usually shows the market momentum is so high that at some point in time it is going to take a correction. And this is what it is. So the current 6 month candle which is running at the moment may actually start to come down. It is a possibility, but market is still bullish, right? So if you're looking for any kind of long term short positions, don't do that. If you're looking for even medium term short positions, don't do that. You can only play shorts based on the confirmation and only for short duration of time. Now on the 3 month candle time frame, this is what I mentioned in the previous analysis. This is a spindle candle, which basically means a trend continuation. So there was a bullish candle followed by spindle. That means this 3 months candle is going to be like this. Now 3 month is going to complete in the month of September. So 30th of September, this month end is going to be very, very important for us. Why? Because after that, the last quarter will start. And in the last quarter, there can be substantial amount of correction. As I said, 12-month time frame can have a wick at the top, which means that the market can actually correct in the last 3 months. Now, in the last 3 months doesn't mean that as soon as the October opens and the market starts to fall. No, it can happen in the last week, last day, even last few hours of the year as well. I've seen it happening several times in my career. So you need to just wait for the right confirmation and look for that. Now if you're bullish, start making start trailing your stop losses, start locking your profits. I will not suggest that you take the entire profit, but because the market is still bullish, and if you are in profit, let it roll. But try to manage your trade in such a way that you do not lose your profit, majority of your profits. Okay, so either trail your profits or start taking partials. Okay, so this is the 3 months. Now if I go to the month, now on 3 months time frame, one of the important thing what which happened here was this little break that we had. This break was substantial. This was a very, very important point, because from here the market was supposed to come down, but it decided to go up from there. And this creates a very important point in our analysis. And based on this, I've been able to deduce some of the levels, which I'll show a little bit later. Okay, so this is very, very important. Now, on 3 months time frame, I do not expect this candle to become completely bearish, because previous candle was spindle candle. So this is supposed to be bullish. So in the month of September, I expect market to remain bullish. It may consolidate, it may come down a little bit, but the candle is still going to be bullish. Now, if I look at the monthly candle here, you will notice that there was something which was happening very interesting. One, two, three, four. Four times the market rejected, and it kept on closing below our level of 3306. Okay. And this was a bearish candle. There was a bearish pin bar. Now, after bearish pin bar, the market was expected to create a bearish candle. And if it had done that, the market would have gone for a big correction here. But because the market has created a bullish engulfing closing above the previous high of the previous candle of the previous bearish pin bar, that means that bearish pin bar is no longer in effect. So this is gone now, which means that that bearishness is gone, overtaken by this bullishness. And this is the reason why I always say that you should always trade what you see. You cannot just try to predict the market. Do not try to predict the market, rather analyze the market and trade according to that. Because if you're a long-term investor, right, especially in gold, then obviously you're going to buy and hold it for a long period of time. But if you're a trader, then you'll have to change your plan accordingly. If the market is giving you short direction or short confirmation, go for a short. If the market is giving you long, then you should go for a long, right? Do not marry the direction, because a lot of people, what they do is they try to predict the market and they're trading at the same time. No, don't do that. Find the levels, find the zones, and wait for the confirmation around that. And if the market is changing, then change your plan accordingly. So here the market was supposed to go down, but the market created a bullish opportunity, and soon after that the market started to go up. Now you will notice one more thing: we have a gap here, large gap here. Okay. Now this market used to respect gaps. Now it does not respect anymore those gaps here. It only respects minor gaps which are left on daily basis, right? But it does not actually respect these breakaway or runaway gaps, whatever you want to call it, which means that it may or may not get filled. But you have to be careful about this, right? Because it may change the behavior again, and it can come down to fill this gap up around 3453. Okay, 3454, I'll say. Okay, approximately around that. Okay, but you will notice that this market is now bullish. Another thing that I want to pay attention to is that market is doing something like this at the moment. Sorry, market is doing something like this at the moment. Okay, so you'll notice that we have one two three, and usually after three we get another one, but usually after three we get a correction or something. So we have to be very, very careful. If you are long, then you have to be a little bit careful around these areas. The few important numbers, we'll go through the levels, but there are a few important numbers that you should be concerned about. One is 3600, where we are where we are at the moment. Another one is 3800. And obviously if the market remains bullish, then obviously 4000 will be ultimate psychological number. Okay, but these round numbers are going to be very, very important. So 3600 is the current round number where it is trending down, which means that market can actually come down, because we are sitting at a round number and certain Fibonacci levels and extensions as well. Okay, the level that I mentioned on 3 months time frame is this one. This from there, I've been able to find Fibonacci extensions and inversions to find majority of my levels. Now a lot of these levels have been sent out in the premium analysis to our clients. If you're interested in getting a copy or ordering a copy of premium analysis, then you can contact us. You can find a link in the description, or you can contact us via telegram, or go into our website vikinsa.com and find contact us from there. Okay, so if you're interested in premium analysis on gold, you can do that. But a lot of those levels are going to be respected, and we'll find the trade opportunities around them. Okay, now let's go through the weekly time frame. This is where I suggested that we could be looking for a correction, but the market changed completely. So you see, what was happening was the market was going up, and then we had a consolidation. Okay, now we can, a lot of people will say this was flag, this was pole flag, like a lot of whatever, right? Okay, so simple thing was that if I open this, this is what I mentioned in the last analysis, that there was a trend line here on the weekly time frame, and if the market goes closes below this trend line and performs a retest and gives us a confirmation, then we are looking for a short trade. And we were looking for these sort of corrections here. There were three possible M patterns for corrections. Okay, what happened here, the market actually did come below this, it went inside, then there was a bearish engulfing candle. Now after this bearish engulfing candle, if there was another candle, the market would have gone for these targets, at least one of them. Okay, but from here the market changed completely and then started to go up. So this analysis did not work out. Okay, but this is one of those things, you cannot predict everything, and that's why you should not predict everything. You should try to find the levels and the zones and trade according to that. By the way, as a bonus, let me just remind you that what we have here on Nasdaq. On Nasdaq, the market is doing exactly what we were looking for. See, this is what I posted on LinkedIn and few other social media platforms, including Twitter and Telegram, that market was reaching a correction area. This was reaching an FCP zone, and from there the market could fall. And there was another zone here. So the market is now stuck between them, and we have been able to capitalize on this. I personally have been able to take several trades between these two zones because of this. Market has been going up and down on almost on weekly basis, and you see there have been large moves, huge moves between these zones, and this gave us very good opportunities. So this is what I mean, you should not just try to predict, simply trade what you see and look at the zones and levels and take one level at a time. So um, these zones, these FCP zones, have been able to work out really nicely. And then Bitcoin also worked really nice. Let me show you that. Okay, so I predicted again, not a prediction, but I've analyzed and found this FCP zone, that market was going to fall from this particular zone. And this is what I posted in on social media a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago actually. So the market has been able to come there, and so far it has been going down, and this has given us really good opportunity. So personally, I've been able to do this, take this on Bitcoin and Nasdaq. They have been working really, really well for me. Okay, just I just wanted to mention that you do not have to trade gold. There are other opportunities as well. If something is not working for you, then you can try other markets as well, which are which can give you the same opportunity or same kind of profits, because profits are just profits. They do not have to come from gold. They can come from other markets too. Okay, what we have right now is formation of another extended W sort of pattern, right? So this is also one of the reasons the market can actually take a little correction here. But trade what you see. Right now the market is bullish, which means that if you're looking for short, it's going to be risky, and you have to wait for the right confirmations on proper time frames. And without that, you should not be trading. And without stop loss, without risk management, you should not be trading at all anyway. Okay, so what is going to happen, right? So before we go into further analysis, let me show you another thing. So on Watan Visage, which is our algo, which helps in our analysis and also generates signals for entry and giving a stop loss and targets. What has happened is, if I look at the monthly time frame, on monthly time frame, it's very, very simple. The blue means bullish, This is also bullish. So everything is bullish. This is also bullish. This line is also bullish. Everything is bullish, which means that market is still bullish on monthly time frame, obviously. Okay, if I go to the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, you will notice that we have started to set up um, bullishness here, bullishness here, and we are about to reach the Vata and Visage target. This white dot is the target which was given here. So there was a buy signal given around here. This was the buy signal, but this blue arrow, and this is the target. It is about to reach the target. At the same time, you will notice that we have a divergence setting up, which means that if the market touches this, like this target around this area, we can look for a short position if we get a proper confirmation. And that confirmation can also come from one of your confirmation techniques or using what and visage. If I look at the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, everything is so far bullish. And so basically this analysis is for the weekly one, this is looking like let me put a level around here. So this is 3613, approximately around that number the market may actually go, and then can start to look for some sort of correction around that number. I'm not saying the exact number, but around that number, the market may reach the target and can look for a little bit of confirmation, a little bit of a correction. Okay, so I'll wait for that to happen. Now, what I will do is I'll post this chart and other charts in our Telegram group. By the way, we also have FCP training available. If you are interested in learning FCP methodology, then you can join. We have a slot available right now on first come first serve basis. Okay, so there is a brochure and all the details are in that brochure, and this is there in our Telegram channel on Vikinsa FX. Okay, you're most welcome to join there. And this is our Discord room. Even though I've been traveling a lot last month or so, but all of these FCP guys have been doing pretty well. They have been analyzing independently. They have been collaborating with each other, and they've been taking trades almost on daily basis across the markets. This is the gold one, but they have been working on Bitcoin. They have been working on Bitcoin. They have been working on Nasdaq as well. They have been working on a lot of these markets, right, independently, and that's how it should be, right? Once you learn the technique, you should be able to do it yourself. Okay, so now let's go back and look at what is expected in the market next, in the new one, in the new week, in the coming days. Okay, if I go to the uh, another chart, let's take another chart, and if I open, okay, these are approximate higher time frame levels, right? These are going to be very, very important. And one thing that I will add here is what an visage level as well, which is gonna be around here. So this will be, let's put the same color here, and this was 36. Let me just check once more. 3614, 3.55, approximately there, right? Okay, so what is happening here is that we have reached a level here around 3600, which is the psychological number, but we also have these fib levels which can act as a resistance, and around these levels and around these zones the market may try to find some sort of resistance, and it can start to correct. So, and also if you're looking for a long, what you should do is wait for the market to come down around this area, somewhere around here, and then go for a confirmation and look for a long around there, right? So finer levels and finer zones are available in our premium analysis, but this is what we expect, that we are expecting that market may actually correct, because we have extended W. Market may correct from one of these levels for some duration, or it can consolidate around this duration, around these levels, and then we will look for long positions or short positions around those levels based on the confirmations. Okay, it's very, very simple. Keep it simple and keep it easy. Do not complicate too much, and do not try to predict the market. Simply find the levels and zones and trade around them. That's it. That's all you got to do. Okay, hopefully you found this useful, and if you did, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with other traders and trading communities, because they can also get help from here. And you're most welcome to join our Telegram channel, Vikinsa FX, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great time. Thank you for watching. Find and follow us on these social media channels.